jump to item 7 on the agenda, if everyone's okay with that. We've got the police here to give us a little update.
Yeah. So, afternoon. First of all, our apologies for not getting a massive update. As explained before, there was a bit of a breakdown who was providing it for yourselves. The previous guy was at PC Moffat, he retired, he handed over to PCSO KE, who within a week moved down to Ashington. I forgot to hand over that we needed, you guys were covered by us, and also West Felton is covered by Morpeth, and Felton, you guys are covered by us. So again, it's that breakdown of who's providing the update. So from now on, we'll be getting a report that corresponds with these 6 weeks meetings. Either we'll try and turn up in person or email a report. I have emailed the report. If there's not any printed out, I can see this when I shoot off for you guys to read over it and understand what it's like. And then if you've got any feedback on if you want any more detail or stuff like that, you've got my email. I can leave that here as well, all of you guys, if you've got any general questions, and then we can sort of build a report, especially for your area, we can do something different. And first of all, I've got to say, since 1st of January to 13th of July yesterday, we've only reported 24 things within the Felton area, 13 crimes, 6 public safety and awareness, that's not seeing neighbours and stuff like that, or maybe a bit of suspicious activity where cars are driven past them and they're not meant to do about the farmers. And with all the weather we had at the beginning of the year, we've had 5 transport incidents with the roads being shut and stuff like that, but we managed to get clear. But ultimately, nothing that's impacted the wider community. It's all been fairly self-contained, bar one neighbour dispute that carried on about 5 or 6 of these reports, and that has now been dealt with, and we haven't had a recent report of those. So yeah, hopefully we've got on top of that one for you, and then ultimately it's to find out more from yourselves. Also, you've had no reports of ASB or antisocial behaviour in that 6-month period as well, that I was amazed with. I want to move it. You normally get 1 or 2, but you guys managed to keep on top of it. So what are you doing with the news? Please let me know. And I didn't think about it everywhere else as well. But ultimately, it's over to yourselves now. If you've got any questions for me.
To be honest with you, no, it's like, nobody's going to be aware of anything that the difficulty with police officers. It's as I said to you earlier, it's great to get a report, and hopefully we continue that going forwards.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what I can do is, we've got your contact details, we'll get Jacqueline just to let you know this is what the meeting schedule is looking like, and if it falls in the shifts, happy to pop along, and when so we'll pop your agenda to get you away as well.
No, if there was something that a resident would like to talk to you about, or I think if there were more direct, less.
So if there's any questions they're not quite sure, if they want to phone 999 or 101, anything like that, you'll say something to remember the numbers. That's directly to myself. So obviously I don't work every day.
No.
So best probably email or text the mobile number. And if it's a serious time question, I can just get back to them with that. And it saves them feeling a bit guilty whether they want to ask the question or not. But any minor issues or issues they're not quite sure about, just get them to drop me an email and we'll get an answer to them within normally 3 days, and have 2 days off and then work 3, 2.
Right, great.
So, last year, let's ask a quick question.
Yeah, no worries.
You may be aware, especially during the summer and the holiday period, Felton does get used as a rat run by a lot of traffic and a lot of lorries come down there. And I know this is a council issue and we're trying to get them to do anything, but is there any way, if we are suffering badly, because it does get jammed up down there, that the guys in the council will contact you directly on that 101 or something and say, can maybe somebody come out and have a look?
We could implement traffic management, but it is quite difficult with the A1. It depends on the situation, because ultimately the solution would be to clear the road and It's the residents that park in there, so it's a bit inconvenient for those also.
It's more of a council thing. They need to do something to
We-
county council.
I can speak with the councillors, we've got quite good connections there, there's one of our team just yet to go and work there as well. So we can speak to them and see if we can come up with something together.
Especially a sign at the top that says not suitable for HGVs as a wrap run
Yeah.
would be brilliant, because it's the HGVs down our road, you've probably seen it. Cars parked either side, as soon as two of those move.
Especially going over the bridge, it gets quite narrow, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's got a weight restriction on it, so
Yeah.
even the sign up there that says HGVs do not use as a wrap run.
Yeah, I'll send an email to the transport guy, the council, and see what their sort of parameters are for that. And
Yeah.
if we can get the sign, or at least give you an update of why you can't get the sign in the future.
Okay, that'd be, if you could do that, that'd be excellent.
Any sort of update, we'll try and solve that for you.
Cheers, thank you very much for that.
What we'd say is the county council are looking at a 20 zone
Yes,
for
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
as well, yeah.
which will hopefully restrict some of it.
I think, just talking of that, I think it used to be a longer area, because I've heard it's starting from Parkview just down to the,
It should be from.
from the reach point. And it should be all the way to the garage at the other end and through to
Well, I'm wondering if they're dealing with them in separate ones.
Right,
So
so
you'll
it's
also have garage because the other one will technically be Thurston,
Thurston,
and then
yes.
this will be Felton's.
Yeah.
So they probably
It'd be nice if they did something joined up.
yeah. But hopefully that becomes something.
Yeah.
You're quite right, and unsuitable for HGV sign would be perfect.
Yes.
Because
They're the biggest problem when they meet and cause the congestion. I mean, it's bad when all the traffic comes through, but HGV is particularly.
Right.
Thank you for that.
No worries.
And thanks for coming.
No worries. Are you meeting as smooth as the rest of it?
Yes.
Okay, crack on.
Yeah, so
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
We'll move on to a couple of questions. Anyone?
Yeah. Just regarding the
2 seconds, sorry, I'm just going to try and minute take at the same time to try and get as much as I can.
it's regarding the budget summary to the 1st of July. There's it's element item 21 insurance. So the budget was 1,800. The actual payment previously was the budget was 2,000, but actually the payment that's been made is 3,000. So can you account for the £1,000 difference?
I'll need to get back to you on that one.
Does it involve?
I don't know the answer, I'm sorry, but I'd say we're all still getting ahead trying to describe software slides, that kind of something. I mean, there's sort of layers behind these that then bring in that figure, so I need to go check back. It could be taken into account a percent of VAT or something like that, I don't know, I need to look at it though. But at the moment, I'm not going to have an answer for you.
Okay, because there's been nothing, there's been no payments put through of that amount, or anyway, that amount.
I see, I'll look at it.
Actually, there's, well, I was writing, sorry.
Yeah, that's good, Joe.
Yeah, just the quotes are in for the composting toilet.
Yes.
I mean, the quotes are fine as like in terms of the information they've got, but there hasn't been much background or detail of how what else may be involved in it, as in where are they going, is there any prep work, are there any additional costs?
Who's looking?
Okay, we will get to that in the meeting when we're approving that.
Okay.
There are installation costs obviously that would be involved in that. and we have had walk rounds to discuss potential locations of it as well. Anything further? No? Okay, we'll move on. We will apologies in absence. Councillor Evans, Councillor Gamble, and Councillor Walton is running late, but does intend on attending. Any disclosure of interest? Okay. Speak to the devil.
I wasn't here when they were speaking, you know that.
And just to cover it, since you've just arrived after it, do you have any disclosures of interest?
No.
The agenda's copy of the agenda you developed, copy.
I read it.
Yeah.
I don't think there is.
Okay.
If there is, apologies, then I'll have them when I get to it.
No problem. Item 4, minutes of the previous meeting to approve correct record of the minutes in the meetings of held on the 2nd June 25, showing pages 3 to 6, and minutes held on the 21st June 25, pages 7 to 8.
Wasn't present. Apologies.
Yeah.
Should have been. Hasn't been.
Cannot.
Oh, that's right, we all wanted it.
Yeah.
I was only here for the 2nd of June, but
No.
Did so.
Okay. Are we here for that?
What was that? I was.
You were here for the second one?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. If we can show hands for the, I propose we accept no amendments for the 2nd of June, pages 3 to 6. Okay. And the 23rd of June, pages 7 to 8.
Yep.
Where is that? It was there, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I wasn't going to be.
Finance, Jacqueline's still looking to see if there's a sort of non-end user but public facing kind of report, like, you know, just an expert guidance sheet that can go along with this. Hopefully once she's back from holidays we'll have something from school that can just still explain it to people. We'll also have a question from the member of the public there with regards to the budget and actual on item 21 insurances. We'll need to have a look at that one and just see if it's something that's pulling into the wrong budget line in Scribe. And then there's a 3,000 payment, which I don't believe we pay 3,000 for insurances. So it could just be something tacked against the wrong thing.
was just an insurance payment made recently, but it wasn't for that amount.
Yeah, and that's right, that.
I wonder if it's double counted, was it? It could potentially just be an error.
It could be this year's and last year's, I'm not doing it.
No, because I think we would have paid it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, but,
Look into it.
we'll look into it. We've got the payments on the table there.
Why is Peter got back on his salary?
It was on the expenses element of his salary.
Oh.
I think I've just not.
Yeah, because petrol was more, and I think some sort of week or paying or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
same with Jasmine, that'll be so much as
It's
whatever.
stationary.
Stationery, stuff like that. The payment number 23, correction there, I've copied it into the wrong column, the one repairs, and that was paid to John Cruden on expenses on the basis that he paid it and collected.
That was the more.
That was a lower service and repair,
Mm.
which there's a corresponding expenses form put in, along with a copy of, obviously a copy of the invoice. and all
Yeah,
that.
question that.
In hindsight, it probably wasn't the best way to do it.
No, but sometimes it's easy to get rid of them.
Well,
But yeah, I
well-
agree with it, it makes it less clear.
Yeah, so it was,
And this got paperwork.
it was quicker to get the lawnmower back into service, but, you know,
And then didn't it have to go back again?
it's currently there.
Still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
So, it's on my list of things to phone about, because, after having a full service and repair, there's a problem with the drive wheel. So, my own personal opinion is,
They didn't do a full service and repair, if it's gone that quickly.
well, if it's just been serviced and repaired, there should be some sort of a window where it's going to be fully operational. So, I'll,
I think it was this, he didn't get to use it for a full day.
but he didn't use it for a whole day.
Yeah.
So, they've said that it's ready to go, but they've also raised an invoice. So, I personally, I don't think it's justified. So we'll phone up and get an explanation as to what's going on and let you all know.
Thank
Right.
you.
That really is, John.
No,
Sure.
trust. You know, if it needed extra parts, fair enough, but they also have gone ahead and repaired it without asking, so it's not on. No, it's not on. So I shall get some information, I'll put it straight around some of the.
Okay, I'm proposing with obviously my amendment to that table there, just as I say, changing it to councillor John Cruden expenses for the lawnmower repair. I propose that we authorise the payments.
I should probably have an interest in that, actually.
Yeah.
So I'll disclose an interest in that and say that I have an expenses against that, so I'll not vote for it, but that's why.
Okay. move up the way. Yeah, I'll just drop this up here and then get a chance to print it tonight, but obviously they've been distributed.
Do you want us to say what happened with my chat with Mrs. Lucas the other day?
3 minutes seconds.
Sorry?
Yep.
Just very briefly, I spoke to the head teacher of the school the other day about the sports facilities and their use down the road. Now the mug has been resurfaced, the only thing that's stopping the school from utilising facilities down there is a lack of toilet facilities there. It's one toilet they need down there. Anyone that was at the school sports day has seen the state of the facilities they've got there and the sports pitch. We're better off down at the rec. There's kids there that are as tall as me, 11 years old, that are having to do sports on what is like a postage stamp of flat grass and a yard, which probably needs resurfacing as well. I just don't have funding for it. And so that the rec will then start using it really effectively.
That's good, that's great. The resurfacing of the Mugger looks fantastic.
Brilliant. It's really good, yeah.
And to the point where if it deteriorates too much more, they'll not be able to just have it refurbished and need to be resurfaced. Which will cost, well, it will cost, but the guy that did it seems to be very creative with his bills and comes in a lot cheaper than a lot of the other big companies. So
How long do they expect that service to last?
the one that we've got on now is between 4 and 5 years.
It's just technical plan, isn't it?
It does, because if we had the toilet down there for 5 years, increased use, then it would give us a lot more chance to go on about what we want to do going forward.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so, this, the options, do you want me to, so I've just put them into a table basically, but we've got the corresponding quotes here as well. So if you want, I can jump onto their websites and show you them, just so there's a bit of background to it. How come there's such a difference between the cheapest and the most expensive? The varying options on aesthetics to the functionality.
Some of the twin ones as well, just
Yeah.
None of them seem to have an installation cost.
Yeah, that's something.
Is that a fit price?
We will get to that. So the installation is sort of one of those where they're giving me indications of what it could be, but it's, you then have to go through that, you know, you've got to measure your access area and all that, and site survey, yeah, you've just got to give a bit of detail about where it is and stuff, so to then, and rather than do that for, you know, 7 different ones, they're going to be ballpark figures on where they think the installation cost would be at the minimum and maximum of them. So if we could move. So I've switched them into, I can go from low to high on it, and so Woo, accessible cabin GT, cabins GT, accessible is this one, which, you know, it's a bit more sort of basic wood one, which I believe is that the one I've got on the plot? Similar to that, I believe, but then this bit is accessible out the back GT double cabin, which is effectively this helps you can see the back of them a bit better.
Is that only 2 toilets?
It's 2 toilets, yeah, then these open at the rear.
So what, I don't understand how these ones work, because the ones that we had that we looked at details before.
Yeah, well, this is just obviously just other options that the
How does the composter use it? Because that looks like something that gets emptied or something. It's
Looks like a pot balloon, doesn't it?
yeah, with something that wheels. Because the other one, it's like it's
Goes
sunken and then
Yeah, so it's
that's it.
I bet that ends up, you're gonna get it cleaned out. My understanding was speaking to them is more often.
Right,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
because that's the
basically-
ongoing maintenance and stuff with them.
So then if we go to Natsal. So again, Natsal, they're prices, but a bit more detail. So this is their one of their metal building ones.
Is that a container, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And
Be
then
careful with barrel people.
Be full of tents.
So- like the other one is effectively another sort of like wooden shed type thing with its roof. They do come sort of lined on the inside as well, so like you've got your like accessible features and stuff as well. And then it's a different. Yeah, it's your. Sorry, 2 seconds.
Why would that would
Yeah.
it could be set on? Right, so it's stupid at last.
Yeah, I think keeping them
So
clean as
it's-
well.
Alright.
Some of these ones, obviously, you look at the very garden shade.
It's a shed.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
just.
it's a glorified shed with a toilet inside. And then
I was just worried if it was man enough or not. You know,
Mhm.
flimsy looking garden shed doors getting banged,
Mhm.
you know.
If somebody didn't lock them properly, then it's
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
wind and stuff,
Yeah. So then the KL2 accessible, which we've got price there for it as the KL2 accessible, and with the Rhino, what do you call it? Module we call it, basically, which is an external Rhino that's added on. Like this, so like you can go pee at that side, and then you put the toilet here. These ones,
Sweet tea al fresco.
oh yeah,
Sorry.
You don't need to be off.
yeah, you don't need to.
It's fine.
You
I shall
use
be
the
on front.
toilet.
How does that pan out with
Safeguard, isn't it?
That's
Yeah, no, so like, but it's one of those, because it was an option on their website, I thought, you know what, let's get it as a price and we
Yeah.
can see.
The people who would use that are also capable of having a wild week.
But that's what we're trying to move away from, John, is the wild year-round wild pooing.
Yeah.
Food.
Yeah. What the,
You're not going to stop wild weeks.
We're not, no, I'm not going to, but we'd like to.
Peel naturally.
so I think it's a bit telling when this one's on, rather than it being in toilets and cabins, it's actually in the public toilet section, so
Mhm.
it's kind of more designed for that. From speaking to them, the capacity that we would probably envisage of down there, the accessible one has a larger capacity than the standard 2 KL1, KL2 compact, and then the bumper one is more just that kind of fancy board cabin, portable toilet type thing. So out of the other ones, the KL2s is the more, you know, more. I think obviously concerns we've had before is about like locking, if there's like time locks and stuff. So I think that is something that we can look at. From Googling around, there seems to be a couple of places that I saw that looks if they did do that, or it's.
My two questions is time loss is really important, and the servicing of it, you know,
Servicing of it.
toilet rolls and mops.
Yeah, so they all come. Where are we? Here. So they come with. So that shows you a bit of the installation. There is digging it involved in assembly, but the main pit where stuff is actually below ground. It is what they classify as it's zero. There's basically
No runoff.
there's zero runoff basically. There's no waste going into the ground.
Desiccating
Yeah.
unit and then it makes a pellet of
Yeah.
water, which that's it, was it?
Yeah, I think it's between 6,000 and 10,000 uses. You basically what they do is say like once a year just get it emptied out, and that's the essential option. A lot of it is based on like you've got a bit of sunshine because it's the sunshine that evaporates off the urine. So location and stuff like that, orientation are key also as well. Inside.
It's like your manual. It's like, oh, we can do this ourselves.
Draw on the line.
That was a joke, that was a complete joke. I just want to know how much you like to do this, John.
Yes, I do, but it's the booze. The double food is more enough for.
So it does come. There's it's a torque. So you know the TORK, the company that supply like commercial toilet paper and stuff like that. It comes installed with one of their dispensers inside and a hand gel dispenser as well, for obviously cleaning your hands after. Which I have had a look at costs of them. So we can buy refills from there, but I think I had a look at it as well. Depending on whether it's the big rolls or the smaller rolls, it was around £40 for 6 of the big rolls and stuff like that. So wasn't a ridiculous cost. With regards to maintenance, I have had a chat, as you have previously, with Pumpkin High, and they'd be definitely willing to take on some sort of goal of assisting with that, to bring it down, check it, and obviously we'll be most likely using it and giving it clean and redundant stuff as well. Which obviously that is one of the key things we need to just rely on heavily the community that are going to be using it to keep it clean, and then also notify us if there are any issues, and perhaps it's something that we can implement a role to, whether it's councillors going in once a day or something, or along with Pumpkin High, we always schedule it out that there's somebody checking it. Do we have any questions on them, or any of them in particular?
Personally, I don't think the shed type is a good idea.
I think it was the gazebo ones that we were originally looking at, wasn't it? So And I think that's what I had in mind, what I thought was going to be.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The cheaper options are definitely worth having a look at and seeing what else
I think
is
you
there.
just have to, basically I just want to make it fair thing where we're looking at all that. There's, as you can imagine, there's not a great deal of suppliers out there of these things, especially the your fully zero off grid, your no power supply required and no waste supply, then you've also got the no. So this was one of the things, you come with, for the Matt's Hall ones, they come with the guest toilet and stuff like that. You can have access ramps on this, but given the ground's fairly level down there, I wouldn't see there being a need.
With the metal ones, is there any sort of way of getting light inside, or is it just going to be like it?
So we know.
Container.
One of these lorries, sure.
Well, I don't know whether they might have a roof that's like.
Yeah, the certain little things, yeah.
They can't make it completely.
It's just we have a horrible thing of being
In the dark.
in the dark.
I think I might be wrong, but I believe they do. I would imagine it would come with some sort of roof light on it or something, like let it be.
But it looks like there's a gap underneath as well. To need not just smells.
So there's crying for help to get out of it.
But I know the
Sure, there's an interior view.
the Kazuba has one of the previous ones. So maybe that's a bit better, I suppose. Shows you.
What's he doing there?
I don't know, but he's not sitting on the loo, that's the
He's
frightening bit.
got locked in.
He's not locked in, yeah.
Is that not trying to tell you that there's no space for a wheelchair in there?
Yeah.
Right.
So, one thing to note with it is it comes under our permitted development as well, which is also ordinance.
I think there'd be an interior shop, would you?
Can't see that.
Is it like a guided tour video? A walk
Sorry, Gary, did you have your hand up there? No, okay. So the Kazuba KL2 does have a 25-year design life, which I think is fairly decent. We just, obviously you've got in here in your guide on it, you've got the details of it, design life and other stuff that as long as you can do your maintenance on it as required.
So what was that, every 3 years?
Every 3 years the edge of the trim needs to be painted.
And it comes unstained.
It sits on a concrete base, and there's about a 2-inch gap all the way around, which would be really helpful for cleaning.
Yeah, if you can just mop it out and sort of kind of spray it out.
It's got a solid roof, so there isn't any artificial lights in it, but there's a gap underneath. So
To get light from the bottom.
Well,
You'll be much.
you would get a great deal.
Yeah, well, that's me not using it then.
He's got some balance, yeah.
It's really not big.
He's got the doors open.
He's still got his stripes on, no? If there's a solar panel there, there may be options to have
So
it.
like that's your sort of inside.
I think during the day it'd be absolutely fine, but at night time it would be dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want people to be able to see where they're going.
Or would it be? Yeah, it's dark and out. But you could retrofit a solar powered lighting. You could put a solar panel on the top of it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Flashing through.
Yeah.
You could put a solar panel on the roof and a motion light inside. We could do
very off-putting,
It would.
you know, it's not going to be ideal.
It is a bit of a golden goal not having the roof like unless the roof is the solar panel.
Well, say next time, should it top or something like that, maybe.
Oh yeah, there's a solar light module inside.
Yeah, so, yeah, what's it have like that?
It's a solar power light inside.
That's one of the other reasons for, I guess, the orientation of the sun and stuff.
The roof is a solar panel.
Built into the roof or thing.
So, do you have any comments?
That one definitely gets my vote, but I don't think there's anything for the urinal.
Yeah, no, I was saying, I mean, can I have it there as a
As a
kind of edge in as many sort of different options as possible. I think I would agree that in my opinion would be that the other ones that are kind of more shared like aren't that great when you look at them. The Kazuva KL2 has been used by numerous national trusts around the UK. I think there's particularly one up at Parish Council, and more local ones. And yeah, it's the sort of fairly high traffic areas as well. It gives us the option on the emptying as well. And as I say, like, we save what, £2 basically to.
No, we're thinking of the corner where the concrete fence is.
Yeah, I think that sort of works because you've got it's there, close to the the entrance to the rec field. You get close to the actual play area. It's open in sight of you, so anyone entering the rec field from the main access will see, all right, there's a toilet here, that's good, and there's no excuse for doing wild weeds and stuff when we have that available to them. I think it's a nice little bit of land there. I think we can still get decent sunlight onto the roof and the back of the machine.
The only thing that we need to consider if there is the potential of a building ever going up down there, then we definitely ruling out using that. We just need to think about that. I think it would be a far pipe dream would be coming.
But it's something that we can discuss with them. Like, are they relocatable after,
Because I think we could tuck it really nicely into the corner.
Key considerations are that it must be in a slight breeze and not in a shaded area.
Yeah. So down there.
Well, if it's not that far away from the electric box, which it isn't, you could run a power cable there and have an actual light there. And it's just a case of getting a trench.
Yeah, there could be potential that we can get power to it from here. I think you're more likely to let down this end as we'll know it's a bit more wet.
I don't think you'd get people using it.
It's a lot more shaded down there. I think in here you're quick access for a truck to go pump it out, and as I say, I think we're still got access in if we needed to for any future stuff on the rec field.
Can we just, because I do want this to try and benefit the school, and that is not because it is a conflict of interest. My children have no interest in sports whatsoever. Just put by them that will be okay with regards to close enough to what the logo.
The only other options up here, but then that to me that's a
I think that's
potential future future building opportunity is in that space there. And then if you put a send,
No, yeah.
it's far too far. Down here,
It's
you know.
either there or there at the end of the day, so.
Yeah. I think like the distance from, you can probably measure it, can't you?
So waste a bit around that, just in where the concrete pad is.
Now we're talking, what, 6 to 8 metres? No, people can walk that to the toilet.
I would imagine the school would have the kids walking down the path from right way anyway, rather than the ball field. It's private land, but
Yeah.
I know it's the right way, but it's
Yeah, they'll be coming round this way.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably a better location for people to keep an eye on it.
That's it.
Every dog walker walks past it.
Every sort of thing.
My only fear would be, you know, when the sun starts going down in winter time, it isn't going to get a great deal of sun because of those trees, but you know, the trees need tied up anyway. You know, the bushes.
Yeah, we should okay, yeah. Yeah, I think
So we organise a site visit and would you need to look at other options as well?
Those instructions, is that self?
so that's you could effectively do a self one, but the fact that we're going to be excavating into the ground, and I think you're then going down on the, you know, if given it's got,
You have to get a builder with it.
Even though it's got a guarantee, I think, about it and not to install it.
yeah, so let
Totally agree.
they, for the KL 2 accessible, their estimated install was between 3.5 and 4.5, so that's to be considered on top of that. But that's purely given it's, you know, we're a bit of a, effectively from the base, we're quite a rural location, so they'd be most likely sending a team up to stay overnight to do the install and stuff. So, but that's their sort of their ballpark figures on it.
What are those dates that you've got through?
Exactly. We're going to find space for them to stay. If I can donate an overnight stay for them to make the job a bit cheaper out of them.
I think, yeah, so like,
Wash your hands. But it'll be clean when it goes in. My only reservation, and I don't want to throw a spanner in the works, is we would need to have some sort of cleaning maintenance contract.
Yeah, we need to
Yeah, like a, you know, and
solid, I mean,
and it won't be necessarily expensive,
No.
but you could put a concrete thing in and say, spend a penny, gives a penny, you know, and have a donations thing towards the upkeep of the toilet. You know, I've been at plenty of places that charge 50p a pee, you know.
That's cheap.
Well, no, but you know, having a donation box.
yeah, no, certainly, like, we could put in a donations box on it, obviously there are plenty cleaners that service the village as well that might not, you know, might be enough just to, you know, a little 5-minute job to go and give it a little pop out or something as well. I think there are options there on that side of it that we can tie down once we, you know, I think it's probably easier to do when you've got the product in mind that you're going for and know what maintenance is involved.
Yeah. Right.
So, any other questions?
solid, we've got what the next steps are then.
Well, that's what I would like to do. So my proposal would be we, given the sort of the better aesthetics of the KL2 accessible building, the maintenance of it, we've got the solar light involved in it, the capacity is a massive thing as well when you the life expectancy is a good, it's another pro, comes with a guarantee as well. That would be my proposal, that we go ahead with that option. So what quote reference Q081, and discuss with them, yeah, that would be my option to go with that, and discuss with them to tie down the final install costs, which we can well, I guess we can look at and agree on at this meeting that we cap that at 4.5, and if they come back with in excess of that, we then review it again. So that's
So the one without the urinal.
the one without the urinal. I think that's.
Do you really think that's the best plan? What do you mean?
Yeah,
I think
Given the majority of users down there are the little children from the school and from Pumpkin Pie, and just kids go down and play. Most, adults can hold their bladder a bit longer.
But the difference in cost.
I just think having a urinal which doesn't have a closing door on it next to a children's play area,
Yeah, it's
ends up safeguarding issues.
Yeah,
And I think, I don't think that it's necessary. I don't think, apart from on fair day, we're not going to have a queue outside it.
That's what I was thinking, queues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, the
so
thing
I think-
is, it's going to benefit the fair, it's going to benefit other events down the field and things, because it's going to be a toilet there, it's going to be one less porcelain they're going to have to budget out for and things. However, they will still be getting additional toilets in for those events and things. So I think this is for day to day
Yeah.
public use down there.
I think there's definitely
use
more
down
people
there.
in that is for day-to-day use, and if we were doing something, we'd still expect them to kind of get in the toilets, so that, because we need to monitor for the capacity of it. So yeah.
So if you wanted to put a time lock on it, you would have to have a power source.
Potentially. So I don't know whether, like, for instance, what output the solar comes with on it. So it might have enough that it can cope with a time lock. But it's also then sort of. So the door is a sort of slidey door. So it is then also need to be like a pin into the ceiling or magnetic or something like that. So we can look at those options on it.
I would imagine that company has an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So what we're approving now, approving by that one.
Approved by the KL2 accessible cabin SDK2 starter kit, which is the quote reference QU0981, and I propose that we also approve installation costs to a cap of 4,500, given that's the top end of their estimate at this stage. And should that change once we get the final details of it through, we can then look and review that at a further meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. So I propose that. Second it.
I'll second it.
Okay. Thank you. And let's move on to item 6. No report received from Councillor Sanderson. Obviously we've had the update from the police there. I will attach the police update to the minutes when we get them issued. Committees and working groups. Since last meeting, talk about installation, yeah.
5 in the parish we found.
Do we have a little, is there a little thing that we can get a stamp and say we visited it and things?
Not yet.
Yeah. So far all at Road all seems to be getting emptied okay. People are really, really grateful for the one at the top of Church Bank. I'm sure the residents of Boffey whose Weaving was getting used before are also really grateful as well.
The only negative comments I've heard is the fact that some of them are slightly too high.
Right.
As soon as it's been going in,
back in from the person that empties them.
yeah,
So,
but as soon as it's been wet enough,
yeah,
we can go, not like roasting a bit more.
Right.
it's a bit more.
No, I think they're
There was
really
one
smart.
complaint that I've been and you couldn't see that.
What?
But if you're looking for them, you can find them.
Exactly.
We during the installation day, there was a complaint that they couldn't use it because it was lying down. So if it was 2 minutes, there'll be one standing up. So, yeah.
Oh my word.
Why do you really want to?
And one of the comment that they're much smaller than the old ones, but the actual volume inside is the same.
Yeah.
It's the same. Yeah.
It's just appearance. What I would say is we'd still have one more. So if any can think of any locations that would benefit from it, let us know.
One memorial one is the cold water.
The one memorial one is really tricky to install because the pool is in the tarmac. So we'll have to move it from there and put it in the soft ground on Riverside, which we've got in there already.
Yeah, those for food
So,
stuff.
but it's potentially one that we look to then change in the future to that in there.
Yeah.
And take away the dog, yeah.
If there is a spare one, quite a few dog walkers go up the double field up there to the top, you know, where old Felton Lane goes out.
Oh,
Come out to the top of that field there, and they do walk down Old Felton Lane, so I don't know whether either that field at the top, because it's accessible by the cars.
What, next to the stables?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Straight up,
just,
you walk straight up.
That is somewhere where I've had to go and collect dog poop.
Yeah, because it is a popular walking field,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
those two fields, and a lot of people do.
So up here somewhere.
Because there is a public footpath all the way through the field, and it ends out that road.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
just up.
In Acton, yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I think the only thing we just need to double check what landowners and
Yeah.
vectors
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so I don't imagine it's a lot
I
more.
was just thinking it needs to be somewhere where a road where they can obviously pick
Yeah,
it
stakes and pick it up and stuff. But no, we can have a look at that, because I've been honest with you, I've carried poo bags from there all the way around the guy's aunt's slope again.
Yeah,
So
well that's what we do quite often as
Yeah.
well, so yeah.
Whether it's a spare one, it's better it's being used, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I thought that wasn't on the screen there. Sorry.
I mean, if it wasn't being used, you could probably then move it against somewhere where it might be being used.
Yeah.
If it turns out it's not being used.
But like I say, it's a very popular dog
Yeah.
area. Trial location.
Yeah, that's the thing with the post like then it's a bit easier than
And the installation didn't take very long. Thankfully we have some good petrol machinery, which was utterly useless at the fair because the ground was harder than hell. It was just bouncing, the post was just bouncing on the ground.
What were you trying to put in?
We tried to put fence posts in
Right.
to hold the
Picture bill.
pitch and
Oh, right, yeah.
we're like banging it in for a good 5 minutes, it was in about an inch. So we're
I think that's why the rules have come down. Just
I feel sorry for the Knolls at the minute, like, they're not digging that field at the moment.
Oh, they are. They are. Every morning there's 2 or 3 new
I don't know if I'm upset with that.
You don't mind to have had a meeting by now.
Oh, we did the cemetery
No, oh, yeah.
working party.
Oh, yeah.
We cut out a lot of sort of undergrowth that was just rubbish. Self-seeded stuff and uncovered some of the graves.
I find it interesting.
Yeah, actually, it was pretty great. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, guiding off the walls and stuff. Yeah.
ash, just those are
What were they,
fast
old
growing
ones?
ash. Not all ones, no, they're old, you know, the surrounding rock
Yeah.
stones and stuff.
Mhm.
I think some of the early ones from about 1920 something.
Oh, good.
So we did that, we took all the eyes off the wall all the way
Peter
around.
did notice that somebody had done stuff.
Hmm?
Peter did notice that somebody did.
All right. We took all the eyes off all the walls all the way around,
Yeah.
we're going to meet like, probably about next weekend, or the weekend after, to do another
It's another
session.
Session.
Just, spent about 4 hours and went to break, went to take about 5.
Ah.
2 took me back to the car each time.
Oh, good.
So it's just a load of old wood. Yeah, you can actually see lighting between some of the trees now.
We had a hedgehog in the last,
Yeah,
after the last meeting. Very lovely. But I walked out the meeting then because there was a sapling along there. And it's standing at the entrance to the cemetery. You know, you're going to be poorly or something. But then the speed it ran into the cemetery after.
So fast.
I've never, like,
We know-
other than Sonic.
We know there's hedgehogs in there, 'cause I've
Yeah.
known them.
Well,
That is the thing, is like you get rewarded because we overwintered all the baby hedgehogs in my greenhouse and then they went off into my garden with food for a bit. Is that they just don't leave, that's their territory then, and they just, yeah.
no. It's nice to see them.
Yeah, it's really nice, it's really good, they do well, yeah.
I'm just so thankful at that time it was 10 o'clock or something like that, still alive and fitting well.
Oh, what about dogs, weren't they?
Yeah, but I said it's right on the heavy traffic where dogs go.
You saw all my messages regarding the archives
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know, I mean, I don't think there's going to be anything else to find there.
No, I think just use the barrier.
Yeah. I think that's an option. And,
I've got another thing in the fire about them. It was on the original papers.
Item 9, parish representation at meetings. Have you had any?
The village hall annual general meeting is coming up on the 27th.
28.
28th, thank you.
Sorry, posters. Do a bit of sign work.
No, not my so we've had that meeting, we had a just general trustees meeting earlier in the month, and we're pursuing doors and various upgrades, so, yeah. Might be called and ask them for a donation, you know, and £50. Well, that might get postage after we go.
English correspondence, I think mostly responded to or circulated. There is one, so allotments. I have had a bit of fun with allotments recently. I worked around with the former chair, Lindsay Suter, on the Recfield ones. And my understanding is we have potential of 3 allotments empty there now.
Three. Was there not one that was split into 2 bits?
We all
No,
have
that's
one.
right. Mine, I
There's-
was one in Bowman's, the one at the bottom,
The one at the
along
bottom.
Neil Purvis.
Yeah.
And someone keen to take the bottom one on.
Let's say, I think that we've got somebody in Coquette Vale keen for one.
So
I think
Sharon Beale.
Sharon.
Yeah, because she
I
came
think
down
there
with
was somebody previously that was looking as well for
I know, I
ones.
think Jacqueline mentioned.
Yeah, so I think we can get notes out to them. What I would quite like to do is get just because looking at it, I think it was the tenancy agreement was reissued to people, I'd like to kind of get them updated again, let's get it reissued to people, get them signing it again, and then maybe just get a bit more correspondence with them saying that we'd kind of like to do like maybe like a 6 monthly check of them, just to let them know that if you're, just to see that they're being kept well, because obviously there's some gone vacant that we've not been really aware of, and then they've been obviously I think they're having a bit of an impact on the ones surrounding them, and then some that aren't vacant, parts of them aren't maybe best well kept either. So what I would suggest is let me look at that on regularly, and then we then take another move up to the more soft ones, just get rid of all
The back of the hedge on back way is really untidy, but it's a nightmare to get into.
yeah. So
Yeah, exactly, like a little bit.
it was behind that hedge, there's some space before the even allotment starts.
Meshed it up,
Yeah,
weighing it up, was it a bit,
yeah, the rabbit hedge.
a good metre and a half in place, and it's
So-
just all over, right?
Yeah, I think the ones, a good stuff back. Might even need to be a machinery hold that.
It was a bit, definitely.
But we need to go down and check that there's nothing there that can damage equipment or people or.
Good, that's what's there.
And then you have to
Yeah,
wait.
you don't want it to mesh.
But it's plenty of traffic, still dangerous.
Yeah, so I think that's something that I would like to try and just, if we can get sort of sorted.
Maybe leave the record location.
Yeah, well, that's it, it's just get it updated, get it all reissued out, and then we can start advertising if we do have empty allotments, because I think
Would there be any objections to Sharon really starting now to clean that up?
She really wants to get in
if she
there.
really wants to get
And she
into
said
it
that she
beforehand, yeah, but, so on my
It might be worth putting something out to say that we do have a number of other allotments available, because people don't know they're available.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
Yeah.
So
WWI one?
I don't even know if she wants to pick out of 5, 6 or 10.
She was like the one next to Charlotte,
So it's the very
Oh.
as you come in and
that's right,
yeah.
that's the one I understand, so we can work
That one used
together.
to be halved. It was 2 halves at one point, that one.
The bottom one.
The bottom one, very end one was 2 halves, so that if people didn't feel they wanted the whole one, because they couldn't keep the whole one, it was 2 half segments.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'll hope over in the next wee while we can try and get agreements out to people. I've got her email address in, but if she's happy to, if she wants to start clearing it, I'll tell her we'll be in touch with it.
Grateful if you could just start with it, if we could get it just,
Yeah. There's probably a good bit of work to clean it. I think there's much else to note on correspondence about we.
There's not a lot that's on Wooltop, though, is there, available?
Not.
I don't think so,
I don't
yeah.
think so.
I think Phil got one, I got one, Jacqueline, got one, Jacqueline.
Yeah, so I think it's just getting this over.
Pardon?
Thought we could mess up.
Jacqueline Lane, the start again.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing, that we just need to get it up to date and then just make sure who's there's paying
I did think that.
everything. And
But we do have to get it formalised, now we've got Scribe now, we better get it formalised, that at the beginning of the year, to get a notice of this is what your rent is, and then get all the rents in rather than trickling in and bits
What I
and
would
bobs.
probably like to do is in the, my proposal would be in the tenancy agreements to remove the cash payment and get it as like, the bank transfer. Like these day and ages, if most people can do a transfer.
And it was easy to have a reference.
Yeah, and obviously we've had the, it's much easier given the fact that we don't have local banks
So a map of the two allotments with tenants and numbers would be a good idea.
I have a map of them.
You've got no agreements on it.
I've got copies of the old agreements, but it's like that year. So, like, Lindsay's got those, there's Orange's, the identity, and then I think they're vacant, and then.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get a copy of that, just fill them in.
Yeah, because it's very something that
The contact
you've
details
got
are addressed.
printed to you that you can have pin up there, people can,
No problem.
you can get people to fill it out and let us know who they are and stuff.
And a allotment one.
Yeah. We'll
We've got that.
That's the only reason you got land room.
Barrett, I like that term better.
Was it?
What's Barrett?
It's the wrong borough.
Okay, we'll move on. Planning, number 11. Much to note when I ran through it. And then also the what do you call it? High Park Farm is on the committee in office.
Yeah, so I have attempted to get the day off, but unless I take it as unpaid leave and pay for a locum to get in, I can't do it, because everyone else is on holiday, so I'm not. I need to speak to HSC, so that's going, and, Mike White has asked if we will contact him forward about it as well. So I don't know what everyone's thoughts are.
Chambers district, that bit.
No, but he's still the strategic.
He was when the objective to it first.
He is the strategic plan.
Yeah. So I presume he's going to be on the committee, so, I mean, I don't mind reiterating the points that we've already discussed and things, having a bit more of a chat with Richard about it. There's, I mean, I'm getting quite a bit of correspondence about it from those that are involved.
There's that guy that was long
That's Michael, yeah. But
that
also,
report was very good.
yeah. But I mean, I think they've got legal representation going to speak on behalf of the oils, which is going to be, you know, a lot more than I would be.
Yeah, I think I was going to say they've got planning people doing it, so if they're not going to be able to persuade planners, we're not, you know, it's going to be the way it is. Yeah. Obviously, if Richard still wants to go, that's fine, but obviously you can explain to them there's no obligation to I'm not expecting you to go for that way, so getting locums in and stuff for your cover.
No, I can't
Yeah, it's just
fit that bill at the same time as being losing a day's pay myself.
I don't think I've seen any other
Should I ask Richard if he's prepared to go on a lot?
yeah.
He was before, but he was asking.
I think that
for-
obviously we would need to check
Yeah.
if how he's doing,
Yeah.
if he's going to be fitting well to go
Mhm.
as well, so we don't want to put any additional strain on him. But as I say, if not, that there's, I think
I think they're going to be well represented, but I think especially Michael, is that he doesn't just want to be seen as a lone wolf. That he's the only one that's got concerns about it and things. So they've got a handful of people that have
Yeah, that's what they like to
letters
do.
on behalf of.
Them, so that. Okay, unless anything else. Move on to item 12. So what probably plan on this one is we might need to kind of split this item into two going forward, as in Felton doctor's surgery, and then land. So yeah, we're obviously I think there's a meeting in Wednesday. Yeah, I'm going to try my best to pop along to it.
Children not have one in the evening, aren't they?
Was it 6 o'clock? Same evening.
Set
Twilight
down.
Zone.
Well, that's what he's they don't like working late.
And we'll listen to get back on that day.
Yes, yeah, as I say, I'm going to try and pop along to it, have a chat with them, and maybe if they want, they can pop along to one of our meetings in the future.
How many times have we invited them now?
I think they're more receptive to it now.
How much stuff does he need?
Yeah. And then, so, I think going forward, as I say, I'll split this into surgery and then the land. On the land, I think it's about time we need to open the conversations with Bellway to see are they open to either removing or amending the covenant land. I think it'd be good to involve county council in that, considering that they were involved in it from the
They
beginning.
brought
as well.
it in,
You know,
they brought it in the first
Yeah.
place, so.
And if anyone can help break it or amend it, it'll be them. They've got a bit more persuasive power in the area than we do. So that'd be my proposal, that we open correspondence with Bellway and NCC about amending or removing the covenant on the land. Agree with that? Second it. Okay.
You haven't been up from Rosby yet?
No, I've not seen it come in, but I can give a chase on the person who did last year's report to us, unless it's.
Is that nonsense, okay?
I thought it was normally, because. Yeah, I think
I mean, I've been down and tried to do a walk around every week, but I was going to base the tick box sheet on what they produce.
see what date the last year's report was. In fairness, it was July last year, but they did it June, did they, this year? So it was 9th of July they did the report last year. So, yeah, the Rossman inspection. So,
The bean though, right?
the bean, yeah, or they said,
So they were
they
coming.
gave the date for them coming and said if you want to attend it'll be this cost, if you don't want to attend it's a normal fee, so we weren't attending. So yeah, we can trying to chase.
Getting back to 12, what we're going to do about the current top maintenance, because obviously we've got topped, but it's growing again, obviously.
Well, I would like tops, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I wonder whether we need to have a more scheduled maintenance on it, because it'll probably cost less money to have a plan than to just do it whenever we want to.
Well, it depends on who leader's doing it.
So that's the 6 weeks circuit since the last one.
I mean, everything's been growing really slowly because there's hardly been any rain.
Yeah.
But this is going to be, well, I think we put something in place because we can always end it, can't we? It's just whether or not we're going to commit to so many months.
I think it's something that we could, if we approve another cut on it now, we can then review it in another 6 weeks, potentially that in 6 weeks, that could be another cut, and then you're talking, not much growing from, well, so that'd be start September, 6 weeks again. 6 weeks, you're potentially talking, not much growth going on after September anyway. So we could agree to get one more cut.
One more cut.
One more cut and review it at the minimum, and review again at the next meeting.
Or I might say that we could advise for 2 cuts to be 6 weeks apart,
Two cuts, 6 weeks.
and then multiple discount.
Do we need that as well?
Well, Gary was sure.
So, somebody have a contact for Royal?
Yeah, we can get a cut for them.
How many do we need? 3? So, third one, JHL.
Or the green grass, or whatever it's called. They were the ones,
Green grass.
I think it was green grass that has to do with the books for the back of the cemetery, and I don't know, I'm looking to buy something new. Bit of paper.
Will you send them through now, Jason?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have an ask. Yeah. So, can we agree to get it cut, or do I need to come back to prices first?
Can we get it cut now?
I think we need to cut now and then
And then 3
we can
quotes if we're ongoing.
we can do a quote for an ongoing 6 weekly cut.
Who could the last name?
Lee Brown. Fairness for fairly reasonable price, I would say.
Yes.
I wouldn't have done that.
Done it for less than that.
Well, I've done it for 3.
And we know it's going to be cheaper.
But yeah,
so
it's-
she says.
No. Okay. I'll add in the Ross
I
Road.
suppose around it.
So I'm
It's here.
chairs that
So, what we're doing?
So we'll I propose we get a cut just now, by Lee Brown, and then for the next meeting we'll obtain quotes for potential 6 weekly cut thereafter.
6 weekly cut.
I think
during
During the growing
season.
during the growing season, we should say.
3 quotes.
And
You want a contract, and we use it.
yeah,
Roughly how many cuts would there be yet? 4?
No, I think you probably end up with 5.
5,
If you start round about Easter.
yeah, because we could have because we did it later this year, and it was.
Can you do that for me? Just in the computer, tells the area. We'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll get an area.
Items for the next agenda, review quotes for the cutting.
Red phone box. Hope to be in a position where it has a notice board at least and a cover. I've been complaining to Ecoblast to come and finish it off, and I'm gonna bring him up to finish it off.
Physically.
Yeah.
Right. When is our next meeting?
So, 6 weeks' time falls typically on bank holiday, the 25th of August. So, do we
My
want
apologies.
to pull it forward a week or push it back a week?
My apologies for the one before.
So, I think we will push it to the 1st of September. Worst case out, we can make it count to the month end then as well. Or that's close to the issue there.
And are we going to 7:30?
7:30.
We'll go for 7:30. I will hold my hands up and apologise for that. Even though I was putting the minutes into the meeting, when I was reading them, I failed to observe the 7:30 time on it.
So, before we close the meeting, on the weekend, Sunday, there was somebody outside the doctor's surgery with the tiniest bit of tar and the biggest steamroller I've ever seen. Yes.
Doing?
Putting the tiniest bit of tar in a bottle.
Joe, have they been along to Benwell Grove? Because there's these little bit patches, it's all dotted all over it. I think they've done it county-wide, mind you, that they've just filled in, like,
Maybe you
you
should
know,
have a golf ball.
size of plate and just filling divots, you know?
See the size of the hole? It's like this.
No.
I mean, they used to run it.
Yeah. And then the other thing is I put 2 bits of damaged pavement on Fix My Street. One at the outside the road box and one on the new bridge. It's had 10 days to get somebody to get back to us.
Just ask a very quick question.
Yes.
Just for the Redfield Committee, I know you've had them look at resurface. I did request if it's possible to have tennis table there, they filled the holes in. I don't know if there's anything planned to be done about that.
Well,
We talked about having a triangular frame with
Okay.
connectable between, so that's on the plan.
One of the other
Okay.
things,
Rather than the solid.
Yeah.
or a swing out. No.
Mhm.
Or like a.
Yeah.
Have you
I
got?
just noticed they've been filled in, so that was really...
They've always been. They've been.
The work- the work-
Well, I know they were filled in before, but I said,
There's
is it
been
possible
paint.
to have a cover put over them when it was redone, but...
so there's a couple of things I've been trying to look at is one that basically just like retracts into like a roll at the side that you can pull across and then attach to the other side. Going to try and
The only issue with that is people want to change ends. It's difficult to change ends.
well, you just like look at it, but or you walk out one door and go out the other door and enjoy the rest.
Limbo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's something like that. Like, just try to think, because if we're talking a piece of equipment, we're then gonna, you know, let you run the liability of it getting stolen, or like that is something that if you're not playing, it's timed in at the side of it out of the way, basically.
And I think this was the thing with
And
the
we don't need to worry about having to get secure storage for it because it's stored within itself.
Yeah. Have you done anything in the way of fundraising?
No.
Because I looked into the what was it, the Lawn Tennis Association of Tennessee people, and they do funding and things like that. However, it has to be a local facility which is pre-booked and this, that, and whatnot. And we were like, no, that goes against our ethos.
Yeah, that was on Jeremy Vine the other day, got some complaints about it.
Sorry?
That was on Jeremy Vine the other day, got some complaints about it.
Yeah, it was.
That they're insisting it has to be pre-booked and locked.
If you fancy doing some fundraising, I'd be more than happy to help. Just to get some money together for it, because it's not going to be cheap, but it's worth raising a bit of money and getting a good one.
But I think it's something, because the school were talking about it, so if you wanted to do it in conjunction with them, that could work, because they were, when I said it was going to be suitable for tennis and that was something that Mrs Lucas was really keen on.
What's the cost for something like the retractable one?
To be honest, it's something that I've.
The one we looked at ages ago, the triangular base ones is like £1,000.
£1,000, something like that. So I think potentially retractable ones might be similar cost, and then not have the security risk to it, because you know it's going to be a fixed unit to the side, whereas other ones would probably be talking storing in a container and then having access codes to and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, so
So I think
if we just get some prices out in the public domain, then that would help assist
Yeah.
sort of ways of,
that's what we're probably
yeah.
looking at.
that'd be good.
Yeah, if you'd like to do that, that'd be brilliant, and we can do it.
Yeah, I've like yourself, I've got lots of other things which I'm doing, but you've already got the information to hand because you've looked at it previously.
250 square meters. 233. No, sorry, 2,000 square meters. 250 feet is the perimeter.
2,000.
2,000, yes.
Oh, nice.
0.66.
Now move that a little bit. About 800.
1993, 96. Could say anything less if you want. Yeah. 1972.
Now take on to the bit where the footpath road across.
Fox that has been cut. Do you want me to send
Couple
this
square
screenshot?
meters, isn't it?
Right, so I'm going to close the meeting 2049. Thank you all for attending.